page.
Yeah.
And Facebook will use that to let you get more relevance for what you're doing. Even I had been not doing that lately, but I'm starting to move everything over in the direction I need to, because if you're going to be posting it, you might as well, more or less what I'd say, get the credit for what you're doing in a way that works best for you.
So you do a live
Yeah.
and then you share it to your story?
Well, like if you're doing other posts and things like that, the way it is, if you share it to your story instead of a regular post, and like I said, if you're gonna do a video or something like that, the magic number on Facebook is 3 minutes is what they're using to kind of help you get relevance as well.
Yep, good stuff.
I hate Facebook Live.
It's scary, but it's fun. You just got to practice it, right? It's like anything. After a while,
I tried to do the Facebook Live plank for 2 minutes.
And did you make it?
Oh my God, it was horrible because I thought if 5,000 people are watching me, I'm sure to get through. You know, I will make it to the 2 minutes. And it was so horrible. My dog was coming over licking my face. And oh my God, it was a nightmare. I was like, please don't post. Oh my God. Anyway.
There's a video going viral of a guy doing a plank hold for like, I can't remember, it was hours or something.
Oh my God.
I'm like, that just seems, I wouldn't want to sit in a plank position for that long.
Well, we went to that Be Different conference and Dan Beers was up on stage with like 3 other people that volunteered to be up on stage, and they had to do it in front of all of us. And like they're shaking, and I was just like, oh my God, that is so horrible. I'm so glad I didn't raise my hand. And they're like, okay, but when people are watching, you do things better. Like if they're not watching, you kind of slough off, you know? And
yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do Facebook Live and make this happen. And yeah, it's a disaster. It's way harder than it looks.
You know, though, you can learn to be behind the camera and be just as effective. People that want to be camera shy, it's understandable, but pick a subject, pick a topic, pick something you can use to do it, because all you need to do is walk your way through what you're doing. So the other day I had sent out 2,000 texts on Friday, just went safety check Friday, and then on Easter I sent out 2,400 emails to folks. And then like now I've been at the, here we have a joint base, so I've been doing videos over on the Air Force base side of it, and it's just more a matter of standing out there talking about you go somewhere, lack of people, lack of park, talk about the social distancing, how harder for exercise, just, you know, normally, hey, we might have 100 people here, and now, you know, 2 or 3 walking their dogs. All you need to do is just get something out there and be doing something rather than nothing. And, you know, rather than sit home and think about it and do nothing, go knock it out. Just be behind the camera.
Hey, Leon?
Can everybody look at Steve Skeet for a second?
Yeah, I
saw you look at Steve Skeet.
It's been terrible. I haven't been able to get a cut or color in weeks.
Don't encourage him, Marcus.
Oh man, there always needs to be a class clown, man. That's, you know, no matter what, there has to be one.
Hey, Leon, I have a question for you. Just
Go ahead.
off topic. Who are you sending your emails and the text through? I've done that before, and then my iPhone got disabled for messaging for like 24 hours. So do you use like Lion's End or Reach or something? Okay.
Lion Desk. And I'm glad you brought that up. That's one thing I want to say to everybody. One of the big recommendations if you're doing mass text and things like that is not to do it from your own personal number. What I like about Lion Desk, they have their own mobile app, but you can mass blast everybody, and then when it comes back to me, it comes back into the app itself, and I can respond. I'm on there, and my setting on that is just text that have replied only. So when people reply, those I'm never lost as to where it is. I can go right in there and see what it is. So when I'm sending out mass text and I'm just sending back to people, my phone isn't just going nuts to the personal number, my cell number, because I'm using that app. And then I sit down sometimes and I can just sit in front of the computer and look at what there is and be the copy and paste king for some of it, because some of it's so generic what you're answering back, you can just copy and paste it and get through things in a hurry. But It's always suggested, Zendesk, I think, was the one that said that about not using your own personal number for that, and I totally agree.
Awesome. Okay, guys, so let's rock and roll. Today's mastermind, I really want to focus on things like virtual CMAs and even Leon, what you did with the expires and FSBOs. I can even start there because it's not always the virtual CMA. We just got to tackle everything that we're trying to accomplish with video communication just to help people, especially during this time. The obvious is we're doing Zoom meetings just like right now. Like how else would we all come together? But it's no different than you're coming together with people on the other side, your home buyers, your sellers, your database. So here's an awesome example that I'll start with of Leon. I'll share my screen. Let me know if you can all see it. Give me a thumbs up. Leon, can you see that? Okay,
yes, I
cool.
can.
So I'll open this up. So Leon shared this about 12 hours ago in the insider group. He basically says, are you using BombBomb to work expires in the MLS or FSBO homes? MLS, Zillow, and all other competition are great places to feed from. Now, do you want to say anything before I play it, Leon, about this particular video, just to kind of give people a reference?
Yeah, so here's the big thing with this. We sit there, I always say, you've got clients, use them, but right now what we have to understand is for the time of everything going on, the country's going to start waking back up. And you know, if it doesn't do any good to get new leads if not working old ones, but also sometimes you need to alternate what you're doing. And people that sit there like me, I'm in the land of no listings, so it's like you go shop where you can. So when you go into places like Google, if it's true for sell by owner, you're gonna sit there and their phone number is the last number on there.
Hey, Corinne, how you doing?
Sorry.
So go in there and cross-reference it with your MLS, make sure it's not listed again. Sometimes even the FSBOs that don't have a number, just an email, if they're prior listing the MLS, they might still have a phone number loaded in the MLS. So just go look for it, or you know, and you know it's a good number because it was in there. So take even 30 minutes of your day. You can set up a search in Zillow for sell by owner only, and then just look at it. You'll see the updates and work your way through it. It's just a matter of your time. You're not paying for nothing in there. Instead of paying Zillow, Zillow's working for you. Fire away, fire away.
Time blocking, right? You got to actually time block for this to make it happen. Okay, let's see what you got, Leon.
Hi, Corinne, how you doing? This is Leon Harper, one of the members of the Premier House team. Just want to reach out to you. I'd seen the home had been on the market for a little over a month. Just wanted to know if you were interviewing agents. Love to sit down and talk with you, see if there's something I can do to help sell the home. Looking at it, I see that you've had the home for a little while, and that basically it's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath home built in 2002 with 1,737 square feet. Love to sit there and show you what my team has to offer. You can get a hold of me at 253-973-7732, and you can also turn around and just text or email. Wishing you a great evening.
I like it. It's nice and short. Like that's and to the point.
Yeah, that was the whole point. You should be able to knock out something in 30 to 40 seconds because once again, the idea in mind is keeping people's attention and time span. They don't want a novel. They don't need a whole movie or whatever. So just, you know, they see their house, they're like, well, that's my house, and they cue right into what you're doing. And the key thing there, of course, is asking them if they turn around and basically are looking to interview agents. They don't say in there they are, but asking anyway. You're trying to get the appointment, trying to get something. And so, you know, it's just a matter of reaching out. It doesn't take long. You can knock those things out in no time.
Yeah, agreed. Anybody have any questions for Leon on this one?
Yeah, so do you, when you get their phone number, do you just go into BombBomb and save the video and then send it through like video? Because I know a lot of people aren't going to click on a link because they think it's spammy. So do you just send the whole video through the phone text?
Yeah, so just like you do evaluation, they knock out the video like that, and then they put it in BombBomb and send it right out using the phone to them. Or if I turn around, if there's an email, for example, I can send it to the email and then I can text them, whoever it is, hey, it's Leon from the Premier House team. Just sent you an email. Please check it. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day. But if I can, send a message to both sources. Whatever you have for communication, use it. So even if I send the link in a text, I'm still going to write something in that to them, and I'll still send it by email as well because, you know, who knows what way they're going to open it. The idea is you just try to get the open.
Makes sense. Hey, Jen, you got a couple videos that you sent me. Which one do you prefer I share with the team that you like? You have a couple here. Do you want the initial introduction or the kind of the screen recording on a specific property?
To be honest, I don't even really know what I sent you. I just sent you two. But I think one of them, I think it'd be good. Send them the one that it's like the pre-made video. So this is like what I send to people when I don't have time to sit down and make them a video. This is just the generic, and then I send a template with it with their valuation.
Okay, absolutely. Let me get in there, share away. All right, so here we go. This one right here. Okay, so before I start this, let's talk about this, because you have a template, right? That some people don't utilize. Some people will send things straight through their email, perhaps their Outlook or Gmail, Chrome extension. This is different. You've got your brand in here that they open, which I really like. So if they get into their email, first they're going to see this, but then when they click on that, it still takes them to this template, correct? And then you have a bunch of referencing information about Zillow, Redfin, Realtor, and your best guess. Okay, and so we'll talk about this shortly, but let's click the video and see what you're saying here. Can you guys all see that?
Yep.
Yep. No or yes? Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Below, you're going to find your home valuation. This valuation shows you the internet's best guess of what your house is worth. Underneath, you're going to see that I gave a range for my initial findings on what your house could be worth in today's market. What I'd like you to do is, after you are finished reviewing, if you could email me, let me know a good time for a 10 to 15 minute complimentary walkthrough of your home. At this visit, not only will I tour your property and see any unique features, additions, upgrades you may have done, but I will show you firsthand the comps in your area, the market activity. Where you're selling. Please email and let me know that you want a market update, and that will be sent to you every month. And what that will do is it will show you the market activity in your area. It'll show you the recent comps, sales, anything going on in your specific location, so you can see whether or not your market value for your property is going up or going down or staying the same. If you could check your Facebook message request folder, I probably sent you a message. I really like to get an opportunity to get to know everyone I'm working with. And that way, not only will you get to learn a little bit more about myself, but you will also be able to ask me questions through email, on the phone, or through Facebook. I look forward to hearing from you, and we'll talk real soon.
That was awesome.
Well, hopefully it doesn't lag like that when they watch it.
Yeah, sometimes the internet, but I mean, that's great. I mean, and there's so much value in there, and you're kind of setting up expectations on how you'd like to connect with them as well. And I love that. I love that anytime someone lets them know to check their message request folder that you're looking to connect on Facebook, I think it makes it a lot easier to have that connection there than like randomly send them a friend request, right? So if you use your automations correctly, you can set the tone to create the relationship back on Facebook if that is what your intention is. That makes sense, guys?
Question. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you sending all of your emails, your video emails, through BombBomb so that you had a template made up, which is really cool. I did as well, but I haven't used it because I'm used to using Gmail. But what I'm finding is I'm getting every once in a while someone will click on the video, but they're opening the emails but not looking at the video. Is anybody having really good luck with having people actually click and watch the entire video? Because at the end of the day, that's the way we're all connecting or connecting with us, and an email just won't do it as far as personality goes. Does that make sense?
Well, when I didn't have a first line before the video, like right now it says, you know, thank you for your home or value request. This is what I found, and I have arrows pointing down to it. Okay. I seem to get more clicks that way because I think sometimes the video never showed up. Maybe it was just dots or something.
Right.
Is what I heard in the group. So make sure you have text before and after the video, and that might help.
Identify yourself. It does become important so they understand what it is, because they don't recognize the number. Most people don't want to answer it. So you definitely need to identify yourself in some kind of way so they know what it is that you're sending them.
I also found that if you're not getting opens, you want to, like Jen, I know you were talking about this in the group as well. If you're not getting opens from Outlook or Gmail, you want to send it from BombBomb or whatever that video provider that you have. It seems to get opens if you send it directly. Was that correct, Jen?
I'm queen of the resend. I don't know I always send through BombBomb, but BombBomb lets me see if it's been opened. So if it's not been opened in 24 hours, I know they're never opening it because I know how my email is. So I resend it. And all I do is I switch the subject line. I'm telling you, if they don't open it the first time, they usually open it the second time. And if they don't, I will resend it again with a different subject. And you know what? They will open. So once I have them, then I can follow up with the next steps video that I do. But I don't let it rest. Like, I will continue to send the same thing over and over.
That's amazing. If at first you don't succeed, right? Dust yourself off and try again. Remember that reference?
The original send is going through BombBomb, so they see your template above, custom template. I've been using the Gmail extension in that way because everybody gets a video. I mean, no matter what. So, but it's good to know that you're getting better luck through BombBomb, and I'm going to start sending them that way instead.
What I like about BombBomb, if you're using the template, is a lot of times they will check out your reviews. So like I'll have a link and it says, for my reviews, click here. For my website, click here. Because a lot of times people don't want to talk to you directly. You know how that is. So you can see what he's showing in the gray right there. Check out my reviews. I can see when they've clicked or interacted with those kind of things. And a lot of times they'll do that before they actually reach out to me. And I'm fine with that, as long as I keep my roots.
Okay, so walk us through this, because that was an excellent video, but what you have there is the context below the video I really like. Number one, there's your brand, there's your phone number, right? And that's cool. And that's like when you open that up, you're getting the same thing, right? So it's not taking them away. And you're basically giving them 3 different price points from Zillow, Redfin, and Realtor. Okay, I know you guys can all see this, so I can share this, or maybe Jen, you can share this in the group as a snapshot. And then you're basically saying, as the internet, as you can see above, the internet has no idea in capital letters what your home's actually worth, and given the unique nature of your home, it's best to leave the valuation process up to a professional. Now, one of the things I think you could do there is you can kind of really go for, like, now everybody doesn't want you to be in their home, so now we can really express the idea of doing a FaceTime or some sort of virtual connection. And I'll give you guys an example of that, but that's perfect. The only thing that you might do is really help that person identify that they can just pull out their phone and give you a tour. Right?
That's I just got my last listing was a virtual, but you're right. I need to update my StreetText, but we did the whole listing appointment on the phone. It was great.
Oh, cool. So walk us through that. Like, how did you work through that?
So before, I knew that she wanted to list her home. So the first thing I did was, and I'll send you the link. It's on my website. And it basically, before we met at 6 o'clock that night, I needed her to send me a picture of her HVAC unit, her water heater, the plumbing under each sink. Those are the things I really wanted her to take pictures of for me. Once I had that, also the crawl space. If the crawl space was big enough, she could take a few pictures. That way I'm protecting myself from any kind of red flags. But then when we met on the phone, we chatted, we did our typical, rapport back and forth. And I asked her to walk me through the house. We went through the kitchen, I took notes. I looked at her appliances, her countertops. And as I took notes, I asked her questions about the age of, all of the items. Are they conveying? We went on, I had her show me the floor. The floor was scuffed up. So we talked about a floor allowance and building that in. And we did the whole thing. So she walked me through the whole house. Then we sat down, we talked commission, we talked what I was going to provide, and I shot her over the listing paperwork, and that was it. And I haven't been to the house, and I thought when we actually go live, I will feel comfortable when she's not in the house going through and putting my eyeballs on just to make sure, but it worked out just fine. I didn't have to be in her space at all.
Love it. Love it. Let me share an example with you guys of kind of understanding the times that we're in. and how Stacy adapted to kind of using the FaceTime technology as an option. Let me show you what she's done here.
Hi there, how's it going? Thanks for clicking on that Facebook evaluation request. I am working on sending over a link to you called HomeBot, and that's going to be your personal website for the evaluation of your property during these times. So if you have any questions or anything, let me know. You can also ask me to validate that, that property evaluation that comes out, and I can do that for you with what I call a live virtual CMA. And I can do that through Zoom with you, or I can go ahead and just send you a video link per your request. It would come through YouTube or something called BombBomb, which is what I'm recording on now. So if there's any details you'd like to share with your property, any upgrades that you did, go ahead and send me over an email and let me know so that I can make sure I consider that. Without seeing your property in person, I can't be perfect with that evaluation. So if you want to send me a video, or if you'd like to do a FaceTime live with me, that would help me get a better evaluation, just to play safe during these times. So again, Stacy Sebastian with eXp Realty, and I'll be in touch soon. Okay, bye-bye.
I mean, that's cool, right? Super high value. That's an automated video. So that's something that we all can work on together and get a lot of value from. And again, it's the combination, I think, of automations and then the personal touch after. I think there needs to be both, right? Because you need to feel like you're speaking to that person individually as well, and they need to feel that from you. So she has a combination that I think is really awesome in there. Again, and then she's using a HomeBot. So for people that are using HomeBot, go to the StreetText Insider group. I pinned those posts. It's in the announcements section, and you can see a lot of different examples, even of how HomeBot is being explained by her. Because if you're going to use HomeBot, you better help your customers understand how to use HomeBot and what they should be looking for within that, and how they challenge that home value, as well as the other cool things that are involved with, you know, figuring out equity, what they can do with that home, and so forth. Any questions on that one?
By the way, I just want to say regarding HomeBot, I've had some folks respond to me and just let me know, hey, this is a really cool tool. I appreciate, you know, the equity part of it, the Airbnb part of it. Of course, that might not be pertinent now, but just to give them an idea and some thoughts on what else they could be doing with their home, moving up, you know, all kinds of things. It's just, and it's also not salesy. It's just, hey, here's a bunch of data for you. Because at the end of the day, we're in a giving economy, and I think the more we can give, the more we'll get. Just saying.
Amen. That's awesome. Who wants to see some screen recording examples? Yeah?
Me.
Me. Okay, let's do it. So let me share my screen and get you a screen recording example. Wendy, can I use yours? You got to unmute yourself.
Yes.
You just posted it, so you might as well get some attention to it, right?
Right.
And you're here to talk about it.
That's right.
Okay, let me find yours, and we'll use yours as an example. Let's see here.
I'm Wendy with LV Sweet Homes Realty.
Oh, sorry.
I received a request online to find the value of
automatic play. Let me get you set up here.
That was beautiful.
No one's like, I can hear you. Okay, one sec. Okay, I'm sharing my screen, and I'm gonna open this up, and I'm gonna start.
Hi, Dwayne. I'm Wendy with LV Sweet Homes Realty. I received a request online to find the value of your home at 7804 Blue Eagle Way. I pulled it up on Zillow and love it. It's gorgeous. Love that pool. They're saying it's worth about $394,073. Redfin is saying it's worth $398,514. And Realtor.com is saying it's only worth $375. So as you can tell, online values are kind of all over the place. So we like to go right into the MLS and look at similar square footage, also with a pool, 2-story and 3-car garage in your area. And they're coming in between $320 and $415. That's a pretty big gap. So in order to get a true value of your home, I would actually need to see your home. Below this video is a link to my calendar. You can click on it, pick the best day and time that works for you for me to either personally come by and view your home, or we could do it via video.
and then I can answer any questions you have as well. So thanks so much for reaching out, and we'll talk soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Awesome. That was cool. That was nice and short. You know, you gave them 3 different values they can work with. If I were the homeowner, I'd be like, well, I want an accurate home value that I can work with. Like, let's meet, let's talk a little bit more. That's way big, right? And I think that's the key there, is you're giving them multiple points that they're intrigued to want to know exactly what their home value is worth, and you incentivize them to, and I think the key there too that I would work on for everybody here is to let them feel like they don't have to meet with you face to face, like in their house, that you can open that up virtually for them, using Zoom, using FaceTime, whatever they're comfortable with. Just give them some options.
I think that was what was really powerful about that one, because the way that you offered it, you weren't like doomsday offering it. It was very like expertise, confident, like people are looking to us to lead the way about how we're going to do real estate in this changing market. So the way that you threw it in there at the end, and like, if you'd like to do it virtually, and just showed your phone, it wasn't like, and there's horrible things going on in the world right now, and here's a phone and I can do this for you, and we can do Zoom, and there was just a confidence over the market is moving. Things are happening right now. This is how we're adapting, and this is an option for you. Have a great day. So if somebody was kind of, not knowing what to do in the market, you confidently spoke that across in your messaging, that we have options and people are still moving and things, because they're looking to us to see what's going on in the market. And you clearly spelled it out without spelling it out. It was just confident. That was awesome.
Right. That one, when this first started happening, I grabbed my mask and my gloves, and that did not go well. I did not get any responses. So that had to be cut.
Yeah. So you adapted, which is perfect.
And I didn't want to say FaceTime or, Facebook Live or Zoom or Skype, because a lot of people don't even know what those things are. So I just picked up my phone. Everybody has a video on their phone, and I can explain that later. So it was pretty simple, and I've been getting really good feedback just from those videos.
And that's a perfect lesson right there. The fact that you did something, you tried it, you watched to see what happened on the other end of it. You, instead of saying, well, it must be the market, it must be what's going on, it must be the audience, it must be, no, you just said, I tested something. Instead of guessing at what the market is like, I ran my test and saw that people didn't open and didn't respond. So I decided to try it in a different way. And you thought it through clearly. You were like, okay, do people know what Zoom is? Do people know what this? Like, you're really thinking about how the message is being received, which I think is really important. Like, how is this going to be received? And then auditing the way it's being received and constantly looking for a different way, like to get people to understand how easy this could be. That's awesome. Love it.
Yeah, and that same messaging is going to serve you well into the future as well. I mean, obviously, given what's happening around us now, having the ability to connect virtually is important, but long after this is all gone, when hopefully we're back to a normal market next year, convenience. Right? It's not only convenient for you, it's convenient for them. A lot of people, regardless, once again, of health concerns, don't want people in their homes. It's kind of one of those things. I mean, I can't tell you how many, either homes I went to or, selling something myself where it's like, I don't want people coming to my home. Like, personally, I don't love it, but it's a necessity. You need to have that interaction, that in-person communication. So, and we always talk about inching the yardsticks in terms of, football terms. Right? So this is just that one, lowering the imposition. If somebody doesn't want you in their home yet, because maybe they're not ready to sign on that paper yet, but they're curious enough that they have questions, they want to talk to you, but they don't want you in their home yet. Now it's like, okay, let's connect virtually. Let's go through the basics. And on that call, you're still going to be pushing for an in-person interview, obviously, because you're going to want to show up with paperwork. But when you show up at the home now, how much more likely are they to sign? They've now met you, you've shared your personality, you've shared your thoughts on their home, you've ironed out the minor details. Now it's time to go there and hash out the big stuff. But, convenience being what it is, instead of doing, 1, 3, 4 walkthroughs in a day, you could do 10. You could have almost as many appointments as you want, do kind of an at-home virtual consultation day. And then your next day is my in-person interviews with all the people you were able to push across that line, right? So everything that you're doing now is not only allowing you to keep busy now, it's setting yourself up for even bigger things next year.
Right. I actually turned my emails that I send out, like usually I'll send out this listing rocket through Ylopo, which is amazing because it shows, you know, how many people are on my web or Facebook and marketing and how many buyers we're targeting and who we can target. And it's just a really cool report. And then I do a net sheet, you know, because they do tell me, you know, how much they owe. And then I do a net at several different prices and we have a tiered commission. So like all of that I normally send out, I did a BombBomb video and I just said, hey, I'm working on this email. Just wanted to go through all this with you because normally I'll do it at the house too, but we're not really at the house. So, and they're like loving it. They're like, oh my God, that was so much information. That's awesome. You are it. So, I mean, when you can like do all that and explain, you know, what you're sending, because a lot of people have no idea what they're looking at when you send it, even though you explain it in an email that's this long, you know, and if you're anything like me, you don't like to read. so the video works perfect. I did a video about the email and yeah, I actually beat out 2 agents this week from it. So
love it. Hey, and don't like, if you're not getting any replies from it, send another email and say, hey, how did you get to watch the video that I just sent you? Right. Yep. And then you can kind of reference back to what you sent in case they didn't get it. Sometimes just a one-liner. Some great stuff, guys. Let's in the chat feature that we all have right here, name one thing and one takeaway you've learned so far and what you're going to take away and implement in your business right away.
Hey, while everybody's doing that, I want to throw this in there because it still comes back to what it's been said several different ways already today. It is the engagement. You can't just send one video or one text and think it's done. It's still going to take 7 to 10 texts. And you don't need to like blast people with 80 texts in 10 minutes. But what you have to do, like even most texts, when my system sends something out, I'll have a text and email that goes out immediately. 20 minutes later, it sends out another text behind there asking, did you get the text just verifying you got the text I sent you. So when you sit there and it's going out with that, it isn't a one and done. You're still doing something for the long term to get the engagement. So you can't just let the automation totally do everything and walk away and not think that you're going to get a response. You still need to do something.
Yeah. It sounds like what I'm hearing everybody basically saying, I just put it in the chat, that screen recordings starting with an image of their house, because it's what's in it for them, not us, is the way to go.
Well, that's the attention getter, because if they see their house, like, what the heck? You gotta stand on different. I got one for you guys. I try this on something. See if you can turn it upside down. People look like, whoa, and they see, everybody likes to correct a mistake. So I ran a car ad in a real estate magazine, and I put a Dodge Viper, and it said, the money I saved you might not put you in one of these. And it said Dodge Viper price is shown. I showed the monthly principal and interest on the payment, and then I put an asterisk with insurance, and I put, depending upon your driving record, laugh out loud. And then I had other houses around it, and people look because you have something that's not supposed to be there, and they're like, what the heck? And I had more people laughing, responding to the ad for the car, and that led into me giving CMAs and stuff on their homes.
Very cool. When you guys do screen recordings, is an image of you up in the corner so they can see who's talking as well?
The bottom, I would say.
Bottom? Okay.
It naturally defaults there, but you could actually move it, and you can actually go in between screen recording and then full screen on you. You could do, right, there's a lot of options within that. Let me share with you another example that I really like, so you can get a good idea of how to do this properly.
Cool.
And while you bring that up, I just wanted to say, and Joe, you're mentioning the same kind of thing, starting with the image of their home. It's the same reason why, my favorite word is Logan, right? It's the English language is crazy, but we're all tuned to hear our own voice because that's how people call us. So it's the same thing. Seeing the same home you walk into every single day, it's going to trigger something. It's like, oh, that's my home. I live there. I better pay attention. What's going on here? Right?
I would think it would probably lend itself to making people feel a little more comfortable clicking on the link. Because again, I know I'm not having a lot of opens right now. They're looking at the email, but not the link. So there's that whole concern of, is it safe? So maybe starting with their home will help alleviate some of that.
Here's a perfect example of that from Stacy here. Let me see if I'll play it for you guys.
Hey Matt, Stacy Sebastian over at eXp Realty. I wanted to get that virtual CMA over to you that you had requested when you asked me to tune your value on HomeBot. So I went ahead and pulled up your house here over on Angora Court, and it newer construction back in 2016. I know that most of the homes on that street have already been completed. They do have a couple that they are still doing a little construction on. So you are on a newer cul-de-sac, and that being a cul-de-sac is definitely a bonus in my opinion, so you don't have that through traffic. I don't have any photos on the inside, so I can't really see all the upgrades that you have. So like I mentioned before, that we can do like a a live video. We can do like a FaceTime live, so you can walk me through your house so I can see all the details, and I think I can position more of an accurate evaluation, or I might just land at the same. So the comps on your home are actually pretty good. So here's the HomeBot report that you had received, and it landed in at 411, and you went ahead and clicked on that tune value. So here we are doing that virtual CMA. So let's go ahead and start. We have 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 1807 square feet, built in 2016. You're on the northeast side. So I went ahead and took those details, plugged in the information, and it looks like you actually had 2 sales on your street over in Rabbit Hills on Angora Court, and one sold for $399.9. Another one sold for $499. And then there's a little one that's a little bit further away that sold for $420, pretty comparable, but had 1 extra bedroom. So I am kind of landing at that 412 number. I feel like you could push a little higher only because your backyard is actually a little bigger than the one across the street. You have a nice level big backyard when I looked at the satellite images. So I think that'll really help you. Those are pretty desirable. And that fully fenced in yard is great. So so here's what I did. I just wanted you to see that the Zillow estimate here at 403, I really believe that is on the low side. And then also over here on realtor.com, you can see the values kind of shift all over the place at 415, which I think this is a little high. And then also if you come over here, you'll see some ranges on this website at 406, and I do believe that is a little low. So I think at this time, without seeing any video of your property, I'm gonna land right here and go ahead and tune your value at 412. And if you have any questions and you want to go ahead and set up that call, just let me know, and we can do a virtual tour of your home so we can both stay safe. So enjoy your day, and I look forward to talking to you. Okay, bye-bye.
I mean, awesome. And a virtual tour of your home so we can stay safe. Like everything about that was perfect. So you guys, these are the videos we want to post in the group so we can model it, make it our own. It's not going to be verbatim like Stacy's. You got to make it your own with your personal flair and your personality and just have fun with it, right? You don't have to do things scripted, but just use her as the example and just see what's even possible with having all these different tabs open and walking them through. And just the idea of starting with the image of their home so it really draws the attention, and then walking them through like the options they have to connect with you. I mean, that's the perfect example of tuning the value on HomeBot for anybody using HomeBot. But if you're not using HomeBot, you can still get a great takeaway there. Any discussion on that video? What do you like?
I thought it was amazing. I mean, yeah, that's all I gotta say.
That was so awesome. I love it. I'm gonna hire her to do all mine.
I think another thing to note here with that resend in the email, sometimes people don't click on the video because they're sitting where a place where they can't watch it. Have you ever been like sitting beside someone and you don't want to do the audio because like you're both on, like me and my wife will be both on our phones, and I'm not going to listen to audio out loud on my phone and she's going to listen to audio out loud on her phone. Or if I'm in a waiting room, or if I'm somewhere where I'm not going to watch the video. So I love that resend thing. If you notice they didn't click on it, don't assume it was because the content wasn't good. Assume that the environment that they were in wasn't conducive to them watching it at that time. And because we have the attention span of a goldfish, you send it to me again a little bit later, and I'm in a spot where I can actually click on it now. Now I might watch it. So don't assume because they're not clicking on it, it's your content. It might just be the environment that they're pulling the email open in. So that's why you have to just be consistently persistent throughout the process and watch for those opens. And I love that resend it. If they didn't click on it, just change the subject line.
It's also a good reason to frame your email as well, right? That's why you put text above and below the video in case, same thing, they're in a place where they can't watch that video at that time. At least if they read and you've got their attention, maybe they'll go back and open that same email. Obviously, resending the email that's just a genius idea, especially changing that subject line, because it's like, oh, this person keeps sending me something. I better check to see what it is. It's the same content, just repackaged. So it's like regifting basically in Christmas, but you were the first, the initial sender as well. So I like that idea.
The resending is massively important, because if you're not getting open within that first 24 hours, you have to resend it. And again, what Jennifer, that you're alluding to, is if it's not being opened from Google Chrome or Outlook or any of your email providers, then send it from within BombBomb and just compare the two to see where your open rates are. But at the end of the day, you need the tracking component. You need to understand that most of these, even like the Chrome extension I use with BombBomb, if I send something, I can see if it's being opened, I can see if the video is being played, and I can see if there's any links from within that email that are being clicked on. And so that's a huge thing that I think everybody needs to consider, especially in today's day and age. Don't just send things without being able to track everything you do. Automations are one thing, but especially your personal send outs, those are the most important ones.
I think BombBomb, Jennifer, when you do it, isn't there like a place in BombBomb that you can automatically hit if it doesn't open within a certain time frame, resend, and then you change that there, or are you manually going in and resending?
I've actually never seen a function that would allow me to resend. So what I do is I open two tabs, both BombBomb, and I enter the email. I go and preview the one that I sent, copy paste, move it over, copy paste, and then I just change the subject.
It's automated. You can automate that, and you can change the subject line too. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you told me that. So I might chat with you after this to kind of get more information. But so about something completely separate, I don't know if it's off topic, but we've talked a lot about BombBomb, resending templates, videos, and actually you guys gave me great ideas today. But I just want to remind you guys what Marcus has taught me, because Facebook's become a CRM for me. With all your contacts, once you're emailing them, I would find them on Facebook and I would friend them, put them in a list that they're your StreetText prospect, because you have to be following up with them in different ways. And I think that's a great tool to use, is to add them onto your Facebook as well.
Yep.
Every time. Find them. Like that's the immediate way to connect with them, and then have the opportunity to be in their news feed every single day, right? Because emails get lost in translation and they don't get to know you, to build that trust, that value, to see like the common friends and interests and likes that you have, pictures of your family, the things that you hold and dear to your life, your values. So I think that's a massive takeaway. If you can get a friend request sent, put them into a list, send them a message, and clearly communicate that with every automated email plus personal emails that you're doing, you're more likely to get a high percentage of those connect with you on Facebook, and then you have them forever there, right? Everybody has up to 5,000 people that they can have as friends. You might as well start with every single person you're trying to connect with. And that's just something we can continue down that module too, and we can go down that route on a future mastermind where we're really highlighting how to use Facebook as a CRM if anybody would like to go there. Any wins or takeaways, since last week? Anyone want to share some wins that they've had during this time that would inspire and encourage some people? George?
I also I had a few, one client go under contract the other day. Still in contact with, at least 3 or 4 folks via phone as well as email. And mind you, I just started this not too long ago. But I just had a nice conversation with somebody who, her mom passed away a year ago. She needs to sell her house. She's ready to, we're going to follow up back on Wednesday. And after that, she's ready to put the house on the market. So I'm still navigating, making some adjustments here and there. But at the end of the day, listening to you guys, changing things up a little bit, it's been extremely helpful. Now I just have to get through, I think I generated, 200 or so leads in a variety of ways through StreetText. And as I'm listening to, I'm like, okay, when do I sleep? Number 1. And number 2, how do I clone myself to have other people doing some of these things? I'm just kidding, but yeah, it gets overwhelming sometimes.
It does. It does. It does, especially when you're trying to do so many things. So where are you going to have the maximum effect. And I think if you kind of move things to Facebook, and I think George, you've done it really well about creating the Facebook groups. Like if you find a way to create a Facebook group that provides value more than just real estate, but connects the community, connects local businesses, and in a way, the friend request and inviting them to that group keeps you all connected. That's Stacy does it with Sunny and Bend. So these Facebook groups can become this next route of not only using your Facebook as a CRM, but providing value as a group as well. And then that could be a way where you're kind of moving everything in that direction where people naturally tend to sit, right? Where are they spending the most time? Facebook and Instagram, that's taken up an hour or 2 hours of their day. They're not sitting in their inboxes waiting for your emails.
Really?
So, no, maybe for the first couple dialogues that you have, but then moving forward, how do you stay relevant and stay top of mind, especially considering we're always working with top of funnel leads in this scenario where a lot of them aren't ready to transact yet. So how do you stay in front of them and build that relationship? And I think that's naturally can be done through Facebook more effectively than anywhere else. So it's something to consider.
Oh, there's one other thing you might want to throw in there for that. You know, if they came into your Facebook business page, obviously where you're at, go in there and look and see if there's any comments or anything like that, because people don't run on your schedule. We run on theirs. I always say vary your time you're sending things. If you're saying, hey, I do this at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm good. I don't like hitting anybody up before 9 simply because that person wants to sleep in, that one person. But you vary what you do. And if I go in there and I see people are in there late at night sending stuff out, you're getting a better idea of their habits and their patterns. So every person is their own individual. They run their own schedule. So if you vary the times that you're doing things, or you go in there and can actually see the times that they're active in there, just put a note in your phone or whatever, to sit there and send it. You can send, you know, hey, I got 20 I want to send in the evening or whatever. Find your night owls. You got your morning people, whatever, but vary it and then pay attention to when you're getting your responses. Because like on the Lion Desk, on my other stuff, I can see when people have opened stuff or when they've been in my stuff. And I use that as a way to go back, because chances are good if they're always in there at 5, I get people at 2 or 3 in the morning. So I'm not staying up till then, but I might send something either 9 o'clock at night or I'll send something in the morning, but I'm tracking their times, because if you're not on their schedule, their open is going to be, you know, a little irregular compared to what you might be trying to do.
Well said. Any other shares? It could be anything, or just questions that you have for the group. Feel free to unmute yourself.
George, I have a question. As far as creating a Facebook group, is it better to create a page or a group, or both, or just a group, or?
George?
All right, so a page is designated and set up for a business or an entrepreneur, for you to be showcased. A group is for a gathering. So that's how the best way to define it. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you, and he happens to be on this call right now, and I want to introduce him, Aaron is here, and I invited him into the group. And he actually has a Facebook group for real estate agents on Facebook, over 58,000 agents. So he is also another asset to the StreetText Mastermind, that what he does, he provides value to real estate agents, and they all gather in his group, and he coaches and mentors, and he's kind of like a Mike Ferry, smile and dial. But what I'm going to tell you is modeling what you see in other Facebook groups. That's why, you know, you can start a new trend for yours. You got to find your niche. There's an agent, and it's hard because she doesn't allow people outside the area, but Nikki Klein, she's a lab coat agent. She has like 14,000 or 18,000 moms in her Boca Raton mom group. And I don't know if I should tell you her GCI, but all I could say is it's just under $1 million. And she hasn't been selling real estate that long. And she doesn't spend money on lead generation sources. So if you find your niche, you're going to be rich. That's what one of my mentors told me freaking 15 years ago. And it's so true. Like right now, my group, this whole week, I haven't even posted in it. I have a couple moderators that posted in it, but I've been trying to organize 53 interviews on Zoom while I'm tossing all these balls in the air for opportunities. And by the way, StreetText, in the last 10 days, $1.6 million more in potential business. Already virtual listing presentations, 2 of them, 3 of them in the last week. And I just got another CMA request like 8 p.m. last night, which I showed Aaron, HomeBot for the first time. And that it's a game changer when you infuse StreetText with BombBomb and HomeBot. You know, a lot of people might freak out and say, oh my God, all these costs. It's the cost of doing business. If you were Walmart, you're not going to just have a space with empty shelves. You got to buy products to sell your product. Same thing for us. We need to invest in our systems in order to help convert our leads in order to make money. Sorry, I went off on a tangent.
Nope, that answered my question. Yeah, I wanted to do home in Henderson, you know, and like interview people in the neighborhood, like you guys were talking about, like businesses that are doing cool stuff, like for takeout or curbside, and you know what dog parks are still open and stuff like that. So, and then invite everybody, because you can go and invite everybody that lives in Henderson, right, from your Facebook page.
Yep.
So would that be a better as a starting it as a page and then creating a group, or just a group?
Sorry, this is Susan Mattern. I'm new to StreetText, but I can tell you that since October, I've had a group site, and I did have a page too, but I just got rid of the page. It was What's Happening Chesco. It's right outside of Philadelphia. It's in Chester County, Pennsylvania. And basically, I got rid of the page because I was going to have to post both times to whatever I was posting on my group. And I really didn't have that many people ask. All they were doing was liking my page. I wanted people to engage in my group. So my group, since this quarantine, I've been doing little contests, and I've actually grown it 100 people just in the past like 3 weeks. So doing a group is a lot better than just doing a page, because you're going to find yourself, you have to post to both, and it just gets a little cumbersome, especially with everything else we're doing. So do the group, and I go onto other groups and invite people to that group. And the same thing with Instagram as well. So, and it's grown. People know now, like I go to restaurants or like takeout, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to post this on, you know, the food, take a picture of it, and it's going to be on What's Happening Chesco. And they're like, oh, thank you so much. But anyway, just wanted to share that.
What kind of contest are you running, if I may ask?
No, just not really. Just like, hey, trying to build this up right now. I mean, I've done gift card, like Starbucks gift card giveaways before, and that way I can meet the person. But I haven't been doing that with everything, all the shenanigans that's going on right now. So just trying to build it up. I'm sorry.
Maybe you could have a skip the drive-through coupon and let me in.
Yeah, right.
So one thing I want to
free
tell
mask and toilet paper.
I try and save money wherever I can, even though I spend a lot of money to make money. But little things like this, if you wait for Amazon Prime Day, you can buy these things for next to nothing. My last Prime Day, I think I spent $1,600 in product. And these things are on sale for like $15 and $25 each. These are great giveaway items. And also another thing, and I don't know if anybody is on here. I think I spoke to Marcus about it 3 weeks ago. You know, when I go on a listing that's over $250,000, I bring a gift every single time. Now, granted, it's when you meet with somebody in person. Now it's probably better to send it to them in the mail if you can. And that really wows people when they say, my real estate agent brought me a gift, because you already paid $3 for the lead, $5 for the lead, $10 for the lead. What's another $15 to $20 as a thank you gift for meeting with them? Little things like this goes a long way. But also, if you're trying to do the group, give one of these away a week. Who cares? If it's $20 a week, that's an investment to grow your group.
Hey, George, what are those?
Amazon with Alexa, Fire 7, and Fire Stick TV. So my office is messy as hell, but I have something called the Vault. I just built it, and there's all my envelopes. I'm trying to restructure my whole entire office, but in there I have about $2,000 worth of closing gifts for clients on the second shelf. The top shelf is all my stuff that I'm utilizing and I keep an inventory of, like telephone mounts for my car, like everybody makes fun of me with. But it goes a long way. These little things, you have to wait for them to go on sale on Amazon. And that's when I bulk buy. I whip out my Discover card, get my points, try and get, you know, creative in it. But it goes a long way because those things are $20. Right now, if you go on Amazon, they're probably $29.95, $34.95. But Prime Day happens twice a year. That's when it should be Christmas time. Charge up that credit card, buy everything for $19.95, and stock up on it.
Well, there you go.
Hey guys.
What were you posting? Hey, Jay, is that Jay Chen?
Yeah, hey.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I just had a thought while you guys were talking about groups. So right now I'm putting together a newsletter. So for the first time, kind of putting together something that's filled with market stats for my area. And then, you know, right after that will be like COVID-19 resources and a bunch of good stuff. And then, you know, some lighthearted stuff in it. What do you guys think about making a group, but then also transporting some of those bits and pieces of content onto the group so that I can start to have a what's happening in Whatcom County. You know, here are some market stats that people might not be able to, you know, get a hold of otherwise, and then be able to provide a resource like that.
That's awesome. You can also categorize them, which is cool in a group, like for my agents, because we're all in a group. Like I have a marketing tab, and then I have, you know, how-to videos and da-da-da-da-da, you know, so you can categorize all of them. That way, when you start posting so much, you end up, you know, people can find things faster. So if you have those different things, like, you know, current market reports, make sure you put it in a tab. That way it's totally organized for people when they come in. They can just click on whatever they want to look at.
Cool. Is there, for those of you who have started groups that have been successful, what's the best way to grow a group when you first start out, you know, besides inviting friends and family?
Just put a lot of content on like every day and share it with other groups and other people, other friends and stuff. That's what I did. And then I would go like once a week and I would just ask like, hey, please, you know, like and share and, you know, share this with your other friends, get more people to join what's happened in Chesco, which is Chester County, but we all kind of shorten it. So
Personally reach out to them on Messenger too, right? Because if you're growing your group, the best thing you can do is send a video message on Messenger and just, you know, because that's how you're gonna find your moderators too to help you grow that group. So the more you can personally connect with those people that are high influencers, because you need to look for high influencers that will naturally promote the group for you. So the more natural influencers you can find within that group, the more it'll expand. They'll tell people about it, and they'll kind of lead and facilitate that group as well. That'd be my recommendation. Find those promoters that are natural.
Yeah. Hey, Jay, are you in Seattle? You're in Washington State, right?
Yeah, I'm in Bellingham.
That's what I thought. You're up north with the Eskimos. Hey, so what you have at Northwest MLS, you have something called InfoStats. For you to share market activity so that you can do a one and done. Go in, build up the thing, and it's set so it'll run forever. It'll automatically update and keep going. So once you have that thing sitting in there, you can post it in your Facebook page. And for others of you that have the same thing where you have that, once you put it in there, the nice thing is if you have a new client you wanted to share it with, you can just go back in and grab it off your site and drop it right in there for them. It's always running. So you'll have the market reports at a glance. If they come in there 4 months from now and open it up and you send it to them on a personal level, it's not going to be 4 months old. It's going to be updated in real time to what they're looking at. So last week, that's what I was talking about. Some of the tools we already have that we're probably not using and we're not aware of that still do the work for you to make your life easier. You do one and send it to 4,000 people. It's still accurate for all of them.
All right. Well, we're at the end of the hour, guys. So this is kind of the final thoughts. Anyone has some final thoughts or comments? This would be the time. And please share everything that you want in that insider group, especially the examples that we're sharing. We'd love to see your examples because, again, it's a place where we all want to rally together and communicate constructively and give each other positive feedback on how to make that effective for that communication to that lead that you're kind of trying to get in touch with. But also outside the box ideas, Facebook groups, everything we've discussed here, that is the group. Share it in there, and then we can all rally around and create a discussion, and we can use that as content for next week's mastermind. George.
I want to share, Who on this current call is overwhelmed with too many leads as far as StreetText is concerned? Raise your hand so I could kind of see it on camera. That you have so many that you're feeling overwhelmed that you can't keep up with. Okay, nobody. All right, so one tool that I'm gonna reincorporate in my business, I'm gonna screenshot it for you guys, screen share really quick, is, I don't know if anybody's using this, but slide broadcast. I used it in the past, and sometimes you get so busy or overwhelmed, or you're so busy but you want to set up a day for success. This is a great system because it bypasses the rings and goes right to voicemail. So let's say that you promote, and I would never do more than 100 phone numbers in any given time, because if you blast it out to 500 or 1,000, you're not going to be able to keep up with your phone ringing off the hook. And what you do is basically, it shows as a missed call with your phone number on it. It drops them a voicemail, but most people will just call you back right away. Send out a test. Do 100 deliveries for only $10 and watch your business transform, because right now I'm approaching 1,500 leads on just this one StreetText account, and I'm just getting overwhelmed. I can't keep up with everybody coming in. I just got 20 leads yesterday for $9. I mean, it's stupid, ridiculous what's happening right now. And I'm going to invest in this. I've done the 5,000 package like 2 years ago. I'm going to invest in the 10,000 package because every voicemail drop is only 4 cents. Even if you only buy the 10 deliveries for $10, that's only 10 cents to save you time and help you convert business. Send a generic message. Hey, I'm checking up on you. Just want to make sure you're okay. Your favorite agent. Boom.
That's awesome. I love that. That's a great value. So, you know, share that in the group, George, because I think a lot of people are interested in learning in that, especially if they can trial it out.
For sure.
Yeah, no, my advice to everybody, go into your MLS and I mean, look in there and see what features and tools you already have. Like ours has webinars and things like that for things that are in there to use things. And a lot of times the most famous words you hear people say is, oh wow, I didn't know we had that, and it's only been there forever. So before you go out and commit to spending $1 billion you don't need to spend on something you already have, just do what I call a health assessment of what you already have and see how it's working. So you know, your MLS is kind of your heartbeat. No data, no love, no money. Look in there and see what you have, because there's things in there that actually you're able to post and use off your Facebook page or off your personal websites or whatever. And as you start through that, take a look and see what you're doing or what you're not doing. Make it a point to try to learn at least one thing a week. And, you know, it takes several times trying it, the repetition of the act before you master it. You might never master it, but if you know enough to be dangerous and you've got something that's going to work for you to use something, go ahead and do it. I see you smiling over there, Jonathan. But, you know, just see what you have already that you're not using, and try to make it a point once a week at least to learn something new. Go into StreetText. I definitely, in the insider group, I go in there about midnight or 1, so I can go in there and look around and get in there and get out. But I'm always looking to see what others are doing, because if you already have the same tools as everybody else and you're not using them, I define that as foolish. So, you know what I mean? And I realize not everything works for everybody everywhere. But if you look through what's in there, what's being used, and ask the question, I have yet to see anybody not willing to answer or help somebody out. So just before you shop elsewhere, look in your own cart.
Leon, free 99, right? Leverage the free 99 first.
Always.
I love it. All right, guys.
Do I click on the link for the next one at 11, like that's in the email, or are you sending me a link?
Yes, you have a panelist link, but we'll talk. I'll send you that info shortly here.
Okay.
Bye, guys. Have a great day.
Be safe, everybody.
You too.